Hello, welcome back. We are once again watching some more Zetsubou Sensei, and hopefully, after a little shift around, I may have mitigated a few of the small bits and pieces which made my audio completely awful. Now it's only mostly awful. But we do need to remember, things could be much worse. We could be living in the world of Zetsubou Sensei where the students and teachers and pretty much every member of society has a few screws lost. But if not for masochism, lawsuits, and stalking, there really wouldn't be much left. So, if you're excited to see what's coming up, remember to grab a drink. You need to be refreshed for this. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. How many cease and desist letters do they want to collect? Because, well, they're doing a da da da. Because, well, they're having some fun with it. Didn't we already see this previously in the previous episode? They just needed to really replay it, get it to let it sink in. That concludes the summary of previous events. I mean, it wasn't even a summary, it was just replaying the scene. I guess it'd be Frog Magician. Out of all of the kind of school festival type things, Maid Cafe's, yeah, part and parcel of it, everyone's seen it before, but Frog Magician. Please say I read that wrong. Was it her decision? What's going on? Zetsubou Sensei is never this funky. Is it everyone else has got to have a hand in it? Compared to the usual intro where we had some questionable visuals, this is very, I don't know what the word would be, but kind of standard, just with some nice colours and style to it. Good sentence. There's some references to previous bits in there. I think that was the story he had in his head about the girl's father, was it not? The military commander junta type deal. Well, okay. From the first episode. And then after all of that, we get shoved back into the classroom. That is an impressive whiteboard art, to be fair. But to now go back before the festival, how the class got to where they are in their dull display. Yeah, is he so close-minded he doesn't like exposing himself to new routines? God damn it! She is very fast on her feet, let's be honest. As far as students go, she Well, don't usually get away with assaulting a teacher. But in Zetsubou Sensei's case, I'll make an exception. Do the absolute minimum. See, this is my way of going through the entirety of school, actually. Homework? Maybe 1 page of it. The rest I forgot. Studying? No. Any sort of events? I might turn up. Excuse me. I mean, we know that she's been changing and stuff before, but she's more excited about the cultural festival than any of the rest of them. I wish I was that mannequin right now. Be free from this madness. Wait, who just took the place? To be completely minimal when it comes to whoever that is, I feel sorry that they were called out. called out. I need to pause these screens after the fact just to be able to catch them. But Macarena. What? Okay, the guitar I could somewhat understand for this, but what's with the broom? I've heard worse. To be fair, I've heard worse. But they're not going for terrible festival ideas, are they? They're just going for bog standard minimum. Fairy tales, storyteller. Yeah, it won't work. He's actually enjoying this. Is there anything that money can't buy? Eternal youth? People are trying. But because he didn't have a heart, it was fine. Was it worth it? Come with a worse story. I got really attached really quickly to that one. Deliver a gag. I mean, is any of them cultured enough to have any sort of comedic timing? Some slight self-depreciating They enjoyed it. Although you may have killed your classmate with that one. Christ for each one of those transitions. Yeah, they're trying too hard. They're showing off a bunch of talents that they have. That's too cultured. I've seen some stretchy skin and one of them people can, what's the word? Gurn? And stuff like that, but that's somewhat impressive. Almost Beetlejuice levels of pulling your face around. The antenna, because it's functional. What would be the absolute minimum? Okay. What would be the absolute minimum autocorrect function on a phone that we would accept? A rock. I think he's trying a little hard. Thank God medical advancements have gone on since then. In the times of applying leeches to every ailment. Yeah, at least do his minimum standard of being a teacher. They should have called this out in episode 1. Very monotone. I had a teacher like this. It was also... Oh no, it was physics. I think. I'm in chemistry. A teacher who really, really enjoyed the subject. Not a good teacher, though. It's spread. Yeah, she really enjoyed her. The fact that she's going around showing everyone. Ja 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 ja. Great. So we're getting more references and I'm now wondering, how much did he enjoy standing in the recording booth just going da 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 da? I think I would. There's the laugh. Yeah. There's only so... This is a waste your life moment, isn't it? The fact that when a joke goes on for so long, it stops being funny and then becomes humorous just in the fact that it is achieving nothing. Is this... a preview? A preview of a field trip that you'd be going on? Yeah, why do they need to come out here for that? Well, you need to prepare first. Have the drip fed the activities and sites. So they have to go on a field trip to check that things would be okay for a field trip. So... I mean, he has a way with words. The fact that he got them to agree to this... Yeah, we could have guessed it was, considering the amount of tears being shed. Ah. So, just a healthy amount of extortion and blackmail. How do you have a preview of a field trip without a little sightseeing to see what it's like? Pachinko preview. If all goes well, he'll only be mildly disappointed. Oh God. If my teen years were anything to go by, it's all over. Don't take him down there so quickly, so easily. Can we skip the preview of this show? There's an alternate. She's been sticking around him for too long. I mean, if she's not along on their field trip, at least there's small bits that we get. Ah! What was that? Someone has really done their research. I don't think there's ever been a field trip that I've been on that has A, went smoothly, and B, had been actually thought through all the way. It was more like, we'll get there and figure it out. Oh? Where can I find the works of this teacher? This healthcare specialist? So you can only take in the food with your eyes. Rather painful way of eating, but still. Is it really a preview if he's been here multiple times? If he's already made up his mind to never actually do it properly. I mean, without opening your wallet, without having to put into credit card information. Is this something that you should be exposing your students to, though? Stalking? No, it's just a preview. Ugh. So now that they are all stealing his shtick with the despair, is he gonna have to find something new to do? Remember, it's only a preview. Don't get too excited. A funeral parlor? Ah. I saw the car, like, hearse, but, ours? Yeah, his. I mean, how long has he been planning his own funeral? Can we bury him early? You know, preview what it's like to be dead. Yeah, eternal resting place. You mean it's got a nice air to it. Good neighbours. They're quiet. Completely broken. And he's making good use of the cemetery. Just a long sleep. He's just lazy. Is a coma a preview of the afterlife? Depends how you look at it, actually. I guess to a certain degree. But on whose side is everyone else seeing you in the coma? But that's the to laugh in the face of death. They're really going all out with the dumb background humor, aren't they? I mean, if Pointless was a show, I'd be watching it right now. Yeah, I mean, you don't really want to be eating raw dough. What? What's with that bit of help? I mean, I know I'm not a great baker, but yeah, it does need to be cooked. Although I will say, I have made some pretty good bread. I honestly don't know what to think a lot of the times when it comes to Zetsubou Sensei. There is so many questions that are being raised, usually around how is anyone actually supposed to get anything out of his lessons? Do they just are they naturally talented and somehow scraping past the bare minimum of exam standards? All they need is a passing grade. You don't need to stand out. You don't need to worry about your future. The idea, though, that we were shown the cultural festival, I almost forgot about that. Shown this is the students' cultural festival. It's so plain and bland and boring. Remember, it was the minimum level they could put into it. We didn't enjoy the cultural festival at all. It was preview, minimal, moving on. This entire episode was preview, minimal, moving on. It did what it promised. Let's give it that. And to be fair, out of all of the students, there are two which are kind of slightly out there compared to the rest of them, at least. You've got the one who takes everything with a look of optimism. There's no bad thing. Coma, just a preview of the afterlife. Is there anything that actually will eventually break her and to admit that not everything is sunshine and roses? And then you've just got that bundle of joy. The spreader of comedy. Having someone that is somewhat on the outside, doesn't get affected by anything that we're seeing, especially the stuff from Zetsubou Sensei, and launches flying kicks at him. More needed, but still. I think having a character in that which is such a refresher compared to the others that are trying to understand his nonsense. And the fact she doesn't come off as just a comedic, throwaway comedic character. Because considering this show, where's the comedy? I shouldn't really be saying that. I mean, look who's speaking. I would like to have a preview of a bunch of field trips and holidays if it was, okay, you've got 4 hours to preview this town, this city, before you have to leave again, but it's all paid for. I'd probably take that offer up. Well, it depends on the city, actually. If there's a all-expense trip to Great Yarmouth, well, you can keep it. But at least there's no preview on these. Unless you'd count my YouTube version as a preview to the full... So So what would the bare minimum be? That's it. My contributions to the proceedings in the show. I'm glad we worked that one out. I am enjoying Zetsubou Sensei. I say it pretty much each time, but sometimes there's no getting away from the dumb tomfoolery that we're having thrust upon us. And then there's small moments which break through, like with da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, where he is just enjoying it. There is actual joy in that voice acting that you could hear. Compared to all the wordplay and nonsensical ramblings that they have to go through normally. Yeah, just breaking loose and making noises. Everyone can get behind that. Oh yeah, I was going to go back and read the pause screens, weren't I? I have read them, and my understanding and joy of this episode has changed none whatsoever. They are just exactly as I would have expected, to be fair. I'm guessing it's small jokes and sentences that might not have been received quite as well if it was in animated form. Then again, what part of this would be well received? And before anyone starts typing down in the comments, I am being extremely harsh on Zetsubou Sensei because it is extremely harsh on itself. And also I love the show. So, if you want to be part of this absolute nonsense, consider joining onto the channel if you've had any sort of entertainment come out of it. Stop the cycle of previews. Put in a fractional more bit of effort than the bare minimum. Just click that button. Or if you want to go above and beyond, and I've maybe even made you smirk slightly, consider liking the video, leaving a comment down below. Most importantly, make sure to get yourselves a bit of rest. Because we're not getting away from it that easily. There's more Zetsubou Sensei, so I'll see you there. If you want to join into the preview of the afterlife that is my channel, consider joining onto my Patreon, because it's an all-encompassing slide into despair that we all need. So I do need to thank M.O, Noku, Sao, Guado, Kite, Wolfie Sensei, and everyone else. For without them, I wouldn't even have the bare minimum to say that I'm just some moron on the internet.